Welcome back to the Ani Marie YouTube channel. We are here again with the Virtues of Vices. Very excited for everyone that's been watching the series so far. We only have 3 more left today, 2 more, and then we're done for the new year, trying to prepare and get ready for New Year 2022, be all that God has called us to be our better selves, and walk into all that we have been purposed. So excited to talk about today's topic, which is sloth. Sloth. We're going to deal with that vice, and then we're going to go into the virtue, which is diligence. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I hope that you enjoy, and I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. You already know. Please subscribe to the Ani Marie YouTube channel if you haven't yet. I'd love to see your comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Like the videos if you like it, and just share that energy, the energy that I love. I love you, and again, I hope that you enjoy. Sloth we don't deal with because a lot of times it's like just who we are. It's just a part of every day. It's a part of, the things that we have implemented in our character and stuff like that. And that's what sloth is. But what does sloth mean? What is the definition? The definition is a failure to do things that we should do. Sloth definition is failure to do things that we should do. A laziness, a lack of work. Not because somebody asked it. We're about to get into this. Come on now. Miss Jess, welcome forward, love. It's not because somebody's asking me to do it, or I'm being paid to do it. Right? It's more valuable than that because it has to deal with my inner man. It's aligned with procrastination. Yes. Misha, yes. Procrastinating. Right. But what makes it worse? If I choose not to do a job and I'm getting paid to do it. But if I choose not to do something that's connected to my inner man, then I'm creating this self-sabotage. I don't really believe in the rewards that are laid up for me. I don't really believe in the promises that have been spoken over my life. If I'm sloth with my inner man and my destiny, then how valuable do I think I am? All right, Butter, welcome forward, gorgeous. Love you. Okay, all right. Lack of motivation. Yes, Misha is part of a lack of motivation. And we're going to tap into all these things that have us dealing with this sloth. Oh, lack of work of what? Lack of work to achieve your goals. The lack of belief that you are more than what you are today. Inner me, enemy. Okay. Inner me equals enemy. Right. We are, that's why we hear people say you are your worst enemy, right? Because we can hold ourselves down without even doing anything, just by our mind. Beach, hey love, just by our mind will hold us down and hold us back. So let's keep going. It's a failure to do things that we should do. Failure to do the things that we should do. It gets real bad when we're able to do more on the job for the job than we are to do more for ourselves and our life. And that's what sloth is. We're going to go a little bit deeper. Okay, so sloth means the resistance to the transformative. Okay, we're going to break it down though. The resistance to the transformative demands of the Most High for our purpose. Tasha, hey love. I'm going to repeat that again. Sloth is the resistance to the transformative demands. What the Most High is calling and asking us to do. It brings some transformation. Miss, thank you, gorgeous. I appreciate you. What the Most High is doing to get us to a place is there's some transforming that needs to happen. And the demands that he gives us is not for naught. If he tells us to do something, it's because we got to start cultivating, perfecting, transforming. So that's what it means when we say sloth is the resistance It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how it goes. I'm not gonna fold in this thing because I don't want to do it, because transformation calls for energy and I just don't have the energy. And what am I transforming to? Where am I going? What is this transforming doing for me? Ashley, welcome forward. Chef, hey love. BZ, hey love. What is this transforming doing for me? Because how my life looks and how it's set up, trying to run away from the calling like Jonah. Come on. Come on, talk about it, King. Yes, Prime. What does this transform? You want me to transform? You want me to use my energy for what? Have you seen my life? Does it look like anything's happening for me? You know, we bank off of our experiences to not want to move forward. Because maybe it's just that I don't think it's possible for me. You know, you're asking me to transform. You're demanding things that will cause change in my life for me to become better. That seems like a lot of work. But you know what's deep about it? Why don't we ever value work on the people that we love? Why don't we ever see the value for us and we see it for others and don't see it for us? Why do we see that we're able to work and use our energy to help someone else, but when it comes to us, it's just too much? We could go out and give our last to the people that we love, and it's okay. When it comes to me, you know, that's just a little bit too much work. I know me, and I know what I've been through. I know what's laid up for me. I can't stand when they put those things up, the pop-ups. So resistance, I'm not allowing this transformative demands, what the Most High is asking for me, for the purpose for my life. He's bringing these transformative demands so I could get to my better self. But how much do we want it? I'm living this sloth vice because it could be so many reasons. I could be living in a place where I have failure to do the things I should be doing for my inner man, and I'm not choosing to do that. Why? Because my parents didn't, and their parents didn't, and then their parents didn't, because I'm not surrounded by people that care about their inner self. I don't have an example to look at to want to do that thing, to want to see that it works. I don't got what it takes. Moses doubted himself. Come on, when the Most High asked him to speak to the people. Yes, because his speech impediment. Right. So that's what it is. We're failure to do something because of what? Remember that sloth is a heart condition. We're going to go deeper. Sloth is a heart condition. Why? Because inside our heart, we are bound by fear. I'm sloth, and I fail to do the things that make my inner man better. Why? Because I failed to do my inner man better. Why? He did not give us a spirit of fear. Come on, preacher. Doubt, fear. Come on, you guys are already on it. Juicer, David, Paul. It prevents us, this law prevents us from fulfilling, fully engaging, fully tapping into ourselves, tapping into who we are. Sloth prevents me from fully being all that I was called to be. Being who I'm, thank you, Mel, being who I'm supposed to be to get to where I'm, not even supposed to be, but to get to my destiny, to get to what has been called for me. Queen of Hearts, hey love, highly favored, welcome. But when I live sloth and I live in slothfulness, Taylor, welcome forward, love. I'm resisting the transformative demands. I'm in a place that sloth with me has become a heart condition. Why? Because I'm allowing fear to live in my heart. I'm sloth because I'm bound by fear. I don't think it'll ever work out for me. I don't think it's for me. I don't have faith that I will be better. I look around me and the people that are connected to me, and if they didn't make it, I won't. Come on. So this fear, this false evidence appearing real, is allowing me to choose to do nothing for my greater self. Choose to be nothing for my greater self. It's a heart condition. Why? Why is sloth a heart condition? Because if I don't believe in me, in my heart, then I can never move forward. Right, preacher? Come on. I can't move forward. Because if God is saying that I am great, and he's demanding greatness out of me, so much so that he said that I will do greater things than he has done, how dare I lay down and say I can't do this thing that he has called for my life when he has given me the ability to? Well, I'm not sure if I have the abilities, Candy. I don't know about that, Auntie Marie. It's not just about what you house on the inside. It's who's on your team. Who's behind you? Who's pushing you? Who has already written what you have to go through, has designed every rock and every path on this journey, knows every turn, every storm, every hiccup, knows the way. Who is the GPS, is on your team. So how does slothfulness become sin? Become sin because we're going against exactly what God wants. The Most High wants you to be better. Why? Because he created you that way. The Most High wants you to be more than you are today. Tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, guess what? He wants you to be greater than you are tomorrow for the next day. And you know what? He continues this on for the rest of his life, for the rest of our life. Why? Because he loves us just like that. And it's a sin for us not to understand our worth. And that's where slothfulness comes in. I'm willing to not do the things I should be doing because I don't believe in me. Because I don't feel like I'm worth it. I don't feel like I'm valuable. I don't feel like it's for me. But if he says it is, and he is a man that he should not lie, then us going against his word is wrong. Preventing us from fully engaging, preventing us from fully being, is a heart condition. And the only way the sloth changes, the slothfulness changes, if sloth is a heart condition, then I gotta change my heart. I gotta love him more to want to do his word. I gotta love him more to love me more to want to get it done. I want to introduce you guys to some things that we may already know. When we deal with certain things like sleep deprivation, right? And we deal with raging hormones. And we deal with malnutrition. Come on, I want to tap into some things. We deal with malnutrition. We deal with stress. These are all things that we're used to. All things that impact our energy. Why we're not able to do something. Why we're not able to move forward. You know, I've been stressed out, you know. Well, last time, you got to give me a break. I didn't get no sleep. I've been trying to go to sleep and I just can't, you know. My hormones is raging. I've been eating these crazy stuff. I eat a lot of soy. I'm getting a lot of estrogen. Y'all just got to deal. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on right now. I can't, my energy ain't like it was right now because I'm dealing with a lot. Ohio, welcome, love. Malnutrition. I didn't even get to eat today. We run around here, focusing on the details, right, DJ Chosen? We sit there and Malnutrition, what does that mean? That means I'm hungry. We start running around being hangry. I'm hangry, man. I gotta eat first. When people want to come to you and want you to do a big job, want you to help them move, and you didn't eat yet. Okay, let's go get some food, and we gonna finish. Cause when we moving and we start getting hungry, who am I talking to? If we moving, we doing some things and we start getting hungry. We like, okay, we gotta go eat. Let's take a break. Let's go eat. You know, and then we could do this because I need some fuel to get this energy going, right? So we understand different things that impact our energy, but how don't we understand going against the very things that have been created for us to transform to be a better self? How don't we see that we are losing energy for the thing of being a greater self and a greater inner me? Why? Because when we talk about laziness, and we can say I'm lazy from self, come on. It can't work until I've eaten, right? Come on, right? Not manual work anyway, right? So listen. And when we're dealing with something spiritual, we need spiritual food in order to strengthen us to move forward, right? We need his word. We need his word from heaven. We need his word from someone else. We need his word in his book. Whatever it is, we need it, right? So when we talk about laziness because of sleep deprivation, because of raging hormones, because of malnutrition, because of stress, when we talk about we have less energy, there's an other side to that type of laziness. It's a darker side. That darker side affects the heart. The darker side of those things is lack of motivation for the inner man. Lack of motivation towards your purpose. It's the darker side that's the lack of motivation for the inner man that really shows that I don't believe in myself. I don't believe in myself so much so I ain't even gonna put energy or effort in being better. That's the darker side. We can blame stress, we can blame the tangible things. But what is inside the heart, what is inside our mind about who we are, that's not allowing us to move forward and step into the things that allow us to work to be better. Micah, hey love, excuses be like Nike, just do it, note to self. That part, Prime, come on. Anything that's not in motion eventually fades away, right? But listen to this. I'm gonna give you a part of a scripture that the Most High says. He says, "An idle person will suffer hunger." An idle person. When we don't move, when we're sloth, when we choose to be lazy, will suffer hunger. So what are you saying, Most High? Is if I live in slothfulness, I will surely die. Dang, I feel somebody. Do you hear me, King and Queens? If I live in slothfulness, I will surely die. Because I'm not living in my purpose. I'm not doing what I was created to do. So if I was created to exist, to do something, and I don't, then am I really existing? Am I really living? That part. You don't work, you don't eat. And if we don't eat, we die. And that's what it means. An idle person will suffer hunger. And if we suffer hunger long enough, we will surely die. So you telling me, Candy, what you're talking about, Annie Marie, right now, is that if I live in the slothfulness of a failure to do the things that we should do, you're saying that I'm going to die? We're going to be living amongst the dead. You wasn't purposed to have just a mediocre life. You wasn't purposed to not walk in your power. You wasn't purposed to live in chains spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. That's not why you were created. You're created for so much more than that. And though the dark side of laziness is slothfulness because it's lack of motivation for me believing in who I am on the inside, that I just choose not to do it because I just don't believe in me. There's two things that we deal with when we talk about sloth. The first thing that we're dealing with is self-abandonment. Self-abandonment where we're so locked down in fear that we abandon our heart's desires. We abandon our destiny. We abandon the promises that was caused for our life because we're so scared that we don't want to move. And then it looks like the same thing that we're already used to in our life. We get abandoned again. I had someone tell me that they love me and they would always be there for me, but guess what? They're no longer around. And I had somebody to tell me that they love me always, and guess what? They never spoke to me again. So I have been abandoned left and right in my life. So when it comes to me abandoning me, it's not a big deal. I'm used to it. We abandon our heart's desires because we have broken down ourselves so much that we don't even feel like we're worthy of them. We don't even feel like we deserve it. And because we've been hurt so much, the pain that we feel, we don't want to feel again because it brings a reminder of who we are. So we lock ourselves down in fear. Okay, preacher. So we choose to die. We choose to be hungry. We choose to starve. And the slothfulness leads to self-abandonment. And we never truly, really believe in who we are again. That's why we don't do nothing. And the other thing that slothfulness is connected to is self-absorption. We're going to get a little bit transparent after this. Self-absorption. Slothfulness deals with self-absorption. What are we talking about? The place where we get to where we rationalize why we are dealing and why we are doing what we're doing. What do you mean by that? I don't even read what you're talking about. Why we're doing. Why we choose to fail to do the things that we should be doing. We start rationalizing everything. That's self-absorption. The pity party. So it's been like this for me. I don't know what you're talking about, Annie Marie. Yeah, I can't do it because if I try, I'm going to fail. And if you look at my life, everything I fail. And it's not just me. My parents did, my brothers, my sisters, my children are even failing. We all failing. So it's just how the cards are cut. And it's just not worked out for me. You know, the self-guilt, the self-pity. I always do something wrong, so why even try? Look where my life is right now. What does it even matter? Self-absorption. Absorbing all the pain on the inside. Absorbing the perception of failure. What you believe is failure, but is growth if we learn from it. Self-absorption. The rationalization of why we are here. Because it never works out for me. Because I always get the short end of the stick. It's just how the cards are cut for me. Anytime I make a decision, it's always wrong. Self-absorption and rationalizing why I'm here in the first place. Because things don't work out for me. Because it's always like that. Big homie hit love is just always like that for me. Where self-absorption is the part where we make it okay. That we're not advancing our inner man. That we don't have a motivation to be better. I want us to be transparent right now. If you ever dealt with self-abandonment, I want you to put a 1 in the comments because you know we got to be interactive. Or if you ever dealt with self-absorption, I want you to put a 2 in the comments. The way we're going to break these vices if we recognize that we are in them, that we have been in them before. I need my king and queens that if you ever, okay Trey, okay Keys, I'm with Keys, I'm 1 and 2. Okay DJ Chosen, I might have to put 3 for both, right? That part. If we ever dealt with self-abandonment, which causes us to fail to do things to advance our inner man, I want you to put a 1 in the comments. If we ever dealt with self-absorption, rationalizing why we are the way we are and why we fail to do the things that advance our inner man, I want you to put a 2 in the comments. 1, self-abandonment. 2, self-absorption. I sit in my pity party and it's okay that I don't do what I'm called to do. It's okay that I take less than I deserve. It's okay because it's always been like this. Man, I'm from the hard knuckle life. I've done dealt with this my whole life. Whatever you talking about, I'm strong enough to deal with it because I have dealt with the struggle and been through the struggle and survived some things. So if my life is a struggle, it's okay. But that's not what has been promised to you. I'm going to give you an example. If you won $1 million and I handed you 100, are you okay with that? If you won $1 million and I handed you $100, are you okay with that, king? Are you okay with that, queen? It's a yes or no. Are you okay with taking 100 when you have $1 million that's yours, but I decide to give you 100 and have you go on your way? Is that okay? No, it's not okay. So how is it okay for our life? How is it okay for us to do it for our life? The Most High is saying, I know you could go through the struggle because I built you like that. Okay, DJ Chosen. Before, I used to allow the world to capitalize on me. Right. Cheating ourselves. I allowed the world to capitalize on me. And the very thing that's mine, I allowed them to sell me. The very thing I got gifted for free. Right. If I come to a place, I would never accept $100 if I won $1 million. What do I look like? So why do we do it for our life? Why don't we feel like our life is worthy enough? The Most High is looking at us like, I know you can survive that thing because I built you like that. I know you can get through the struggle because I'm the one who gave you the abilities too. Matter of fact, the Most High is saying I was there. I was there to strengthen you in the hard place. I know what you can do, but I didn't call you for a life of suffering and always going through the hard thing. I need you to recognize, I need you to step up, grow up, understand, start taking to the things that you need to do so you can become better and you can walk in the light that I have called for you. No more taking less than you deserve. No more walking around like you ain't my child. You are a child of the King. And if I said you will do greater things than I have, then you will. All I need you to do is get up and go. Get up and do. All I ask you is to try. No more of this sloth stuff. We are going to step into the virtue of diligence. What is the virtue of sloth? Is diligent. I'm going to be diligent to what has been called for my life. I'm going to walk in all the Most High has for me. And if he said it, then it's already done. So it doesn't matter if I mess up. It doesn't matter if there's a hiccup. It doesn't matter if I decide something, I fall off track and I get back on. At the end of the journey, it is still for me. At the end of this journey, it is still for me. Hope is not lost, kings. Hope is not lost, queens. Hope isn't lost because it's already done. Somewhere along the lines, we have lost hope. But we can't lose hope in something that still exists. Your greatness still exists. Your purpose, it still exists, but I messed up so bad, Candy. I don't know what I know you're telling me, but you don't know what I've done. I'm talking to you. Your destiny still exists. Through your wrong choices, through the hard times, through the worst that you have not even ever uttered out of your mouth that you have done. There's always hope. because it's already written. Take courage. Come on, Prime. Tequila, hey love. Oh, Bodyguard, welcome for King. He knew what you would do before you did, and he still loves you anyway, right? And he still promised it to you anyway. So why do we begin to make these obstacles ourselves? These impossible obstacles that we can never overcome. And we want to sit there and complain about things that God has never created. These burdens and these issues that we're dealing with that God has never even spoke. And he's looking at you saying, yeah, it is impossible because you're creating something that has nothing to do with my plan. You believe you can't do something that's not there. This is what the Most High is saying. That's what fear is, right? I'm going to go back so I can read these comments. You're right. Okay, Trey. Thank you, Sunflower. Got to have that faith that King David had when he faced Goliath. Come on now, King. He knew what you would do. Okay, I read that. Okay, and courage, right? He chose you to do it because he knew you could do it before it was done. Yes. Right, and half of them is because of me. Come on. Facts, built for it. That part. Come on, DJ Chosen, right? Yes. Great rising. So that's what we're talking about. He is calling you. I know you can go through the struggle. And I know you know the hard knock life, but that's not the life that I've called for you. I've called for life and that more abundantly. And abundance doesn't have anything to do with struggle. The Most High, come on, DJ Chosen. The Most High isn't pleased that you say, well, I could struggle my whole life. I know I'm going to get through because I got through before. But that's not what he wants for you. That's not what he had created for you. Why would he give his only son to die on the cross, the ultimate sacrifice, for you to just live in sin and hurt and pain and struggle for your whole life? What was the purpose? What was the purpose for him to do that? If that's the case, and you're choosing to live a life that he didn't call for you, then he didn't have to sacrifice his son. He wouldn't have had to go through all all the pain, the hardest pain that he felt. Like he was with the Most High when he said, oh God, how have you forsaken me? The pain that a child could cry out to the mother, or a child could cry out to the father and say, help me, help me. How could you leave me? That's what he was saying. And you don't feel he felt the greatest pain to give his son's life. Every pain that Yahweh felt, his father felt. And as he said, the pain that a child would feel to say, how could you leave me? Where are you to help me? You love me. How could you leave me? How could you abandon me? If our child said those words to us, the same pain that they feel to say it is the same pain that we feel to hear it. Come on now. But a God of love loved us so that he has given the ultimate sacrifice for us. Why? For us to live a life that wasn't called. For us to live a life that there's no reason on why he had to sacrifice anything. Why do you feel like the Most High fights so hard for us? Why do you feel like when you want to be sloth, somewhere along the lines the rugs get pulled from under your feet? You can't stay there long. Why do you feel like that? Because that's not your place. The rug under our feet makes us feel real comfy, and you know, the fluffy texture between our toes, you know, the rug just feels good. It's better to stand on a rug than standing on the floor. It's more comfortable. But when the rug gets pulled from under our feet, what happens? We ain't comfortable no more. Why? Because you're being comfortable in a position you're not supposed to be in. You're being comfortable in a life that wasn't created for you. And he doesn't even call that thing life. He calls that thing growth. The struggle that we go through is growth, but he has called us for life, growth, and he has called us for the abundance, blessings, love, family, friends, success, anything we could think of. That is what he has added to us because he loves us. So we can inherit life's abundance. So we can inherit life's abundance. I will inherit life's abundance. I will inherit what is mine. He will not allow us to be in his lineage, to have an inheritance and choose to toss it away, to throw it away because of how we feel about ourselves. It doesn't matter what you say. If you are next in line to take the throne, then you are next in line to take the throne. It don't matter if you feel like you're ready. It don't matter how you think about yourself. It don't matter what people say. Guess what? You're still in place to take your inheritance. And that's the same thing that he's trying to show us here. You can fight it all you want, but it is what it is. We'll have life's abundance. Why? Because when it comes to the work that I need to do in my life, I will be diligent. And what is diligent? Diligence is a virtue. How is diligence a virtue? Well, diligence is having and showing care in one's work. Having care. Diligence is having and showing care in one's work. And conscientiousness. What's conscientiousness? Welcome forward, Cynthia. Hey, gorgeous. Thank you for the taps. What is conscientiousness? Conscientiousness is one's work that we do well and thoroughly. I'm going to make sure it's good. I'm going to make sure that I use every ability. McDaddy, welcome for King. I'm going to make sure I use every ability that I have on the inside to make this thing right. To the best of my ability. I didn't say it's going to be perfect. The reason why we stick to being sloths and we don't walk in diligence is because we can't perfect anything. Well, guess what? Newsflash, we are not supposed to. We're not supposed to do everything perfect. I want us, Great Rising Love, I want us to get that memo in our head, and we got to constantly remind ourselves, me trying my best is good enough. How do we stay diligent? Remember that you're not perfect. How do I stay in the virtue of being diligent about what is for me in my life? Remember that you're not perfect. You will make mistakes and it's okay. You won't have it together and it's okay. I have my God to help me to do that. Oh, he asked me to use my abilities, and you know what? I got the greatest entity, the greatest energy in all of existence on my team. So I don't need to have it all together because he does. And all I need to do is try my very best. I can be because he is. Do you hear me? I can be because he is. The very energy that is diligent himself is diligent himself. I can be diligent because he is. When I kicked and screamed, he still loved me. When I didn't love myself, he still loved me. When I didn't love him and cursed him, he still loved me. So I can be diligent too. Do you hear me? I could be diligent because he was diligent with me. So you're telling me all you're asking me to do, Most High, is just to have and show care in my work, and me working on my inner self and the work that you have for me to get to my destiny? That's what you're asking me, Most High? So you're not asking me to love someone that doesn't love me? And you're asking me to keep loving someone that curses me and curses me out and calls me out my name and abuses me? You're not asking me to do those things? You're not asking me to do the things that I have done to you. You're just asking me to work on my inner man and the inside. You know, that's deep. What we have done to the Most High is nothing compared to what he asks us. And this transformative demands that he asks for us in our life. Not even close. Because he's just asking us to try. He's not asking you to be him, but he's just asking you to try. And if he has been diligent with us, with the hardest things, then my God, for sure, my king and queens, we can be diligent to our work, which is his. We have to be diligent for us to reach our true potential. We can never overcome these obstacles without it. We got to press through. And it's saying press through and do the work, but we make sure it's right. With conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is one's work is well and it's done thoroughly. It didn't say perfect. It says well and thoroughly. I'm going to give it all I got. And all I got is enough. When you recognize that all you got is enough, you won't be sloth. Because you believe that you have what it takes. And the belief in having what it takes, it really has to do with who you serve. I believe I have what it takes because where I fall short, he will be strength. I will be strengthened through him. In my weakness, he is made strong. So my faith in him is what allows me to not live in slothfulness. Allows me to not live in the lie that this is the life I'm supposed to have. That this is where I'm supposed to be. Come on.